નમસ્કાર, હું આદર્શ છું. Adarsh Education Society welcomes you all here.
Dear student friends, let's move ahead for another next one, figures of speech. That's there in your syllabus. What's there? Let's move ahead. This is the figures of speech which you have listened from your cradle songs. When you were in the cradle, at the time what your mother was singing, in that cradle song you have listened these figures of speech. What is the characteristic of these figures of speech? Let's move ahead with the characteristic, fundamental idea, fundamental identity of these figures of speech. The name of these figures of speech is onomatopoeia. Once again, onomatopoeia. What is the characteristic of these figures of speech? It's a figures of speech where a word is used and that indicates the sound. The most important thing is that indicates the sound. If you will go a little bit back with your cradle song, your mother was used to sing the cradle song. Cycle, Mari sir, sir, sir. If you will start to write, how you will write it? Sir, cycle, Mari sir. Sir, if I will utter, what you will have in your mind? The sound. Cycle, Mari sir jai. Trin trin टोकरी बजाती जाए. Trin trin. What is trin trin? That is the sound. Wherever the word is used, that word indicates the sound. That is onomatopoeia. When I was teaching to you simile, at that time I had given one example to you. When you will complete all these figures of speech, you will feel that this word, this sentence is used here, this sentence is used here. What is the fact? One thing I'll tell, in one sentence there can be more than one figures of speech. Koyal se teri boli. That line I have told that this is the simile, and then afterwards, after that simile, what comes next to that? That is onomatopoeia. Koyal se teri boli, kuku kuku, kuku kuku kuku. When I'm speaking, kuku 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 kuku. When I'm speaking, at the time your mind will think for the sound. That is onomatopoeia. Very, very simple to judge this figures of speech. Why is it so? Because there would be a word, minimum a word. Din tadak jao mere saath पैरों में नररा नगारे संग दिन तड़ाक once again son नगारे संग ढोल बाजे ढाई 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 ढम ढोल ढाई 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 sound. Wherever word is used for indicating sound, that is what? Onomatopoeia. When you were too small, it was there in your syllabus. के बामने चपटी वगाड़ता आवड़ी गई मारी चपटी वागे छे चट चट चट. You have to write it chat chat chat. When you will write it chat chat chat, what you are doing? You are writing the word, but that word is able to indicate the sound. Sir, chat chat chat. Mama kapda धोए रोज दब 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 sound. હું પાણીમાં નહીં કરું છપ છપ છપ. Onomatopoeia. Best example. This is there with you. Whenever you are having a word or words, phrase that indicate or indicates sound, at the time this figures of speech is possible. From your text only, I have taken a few examples. The click clop of the horse shoes. Tick tock of the clock. If you will write, then you have to write tick tock. Clip clop. You have written, but that word indicates sound. The same you have written here. So that the clip clop of the horseshoes shook her out. So that the clip clop, clip clop, clip clop, clip clop, clip clop, indicates the sound. The same thing you have written in wordings. That is onomatopoeia. Next to that, a little bit. Last part of the sentence I have taken. Who were giving out piteous squeal, piteous full of pity, where you will have mercy, piteous, merciful. Next to that one is squeal. Squeal means what? This is a shrill cry. Jorti cheese padiya. Oh, and that cry, shrill cry, is for mercy. From where you will have pity towards someone. That piteous squeal is there. That indicates what? The sound. And that is the identity of onomatopoeia. Good idea. Next to that, another swish was there, and it was. When I was teaching to you apostrophe at the time, I had clarified this. You have to judge it. Why? How? See here, what is given here, so that you will judge it. What you will write here. So that only for your reference I have written it here. Go a little bit back with apostrophe. Chapter, not the figures of speech. Another swish was there. What is the swish? Swish is the word that indicates the sound while making a ball. What you will get, that sound, swish, swish. Another swish was there, and that swish was able to tell you it was a goal in basketball ground, in football ground. When you are having such sound with a word, you will identify it as the figures of speech, onomatopoeia. So many other examples are there. One old song is there. Chum chum bajere payaliya. Chum chum. What is that chum chum? Chum chum is the sound of ankle, payal, and that is indicated here with the sound. In this way, from cradle song to the new one era, so many times you have listened this figures of speech, but you have not noticed it. And so that this figures of speech is the easiest one to identify, easiest one to understand. Good idea? Few more examples I'll give you with the same one. This horror theme park, this entire one is subject. This is filled with this, into bracket this. This is filled with shrieks and wails. What's the meaning of shrieks? A shrill cry with fear. And wails. It's a mournful cry. When you are having a cry, this cry is full of sorrow. Fear is different, sorrow is different. You will listen the cry full of fear, and you will listen the cry with full of sorrow. In this way, this means what? Park, a garden. Which garden is with horror theme? When people faced this horror theme, the entire park was filled with shrieks and wails. Both the words are here that indicates shrill cry. Chis Pardeshi character. That chis cry, shout, is once with fear, once with sorrow. After all, these two words, when you will listen, what will be there in your mind? You will have the sound in your mind, and with the help of this sound, you will be able to identify this sentence as the best example for onomatopoeia. Got the idea? Thank you. Thanks a lot. I'll give you time to write down whatsoever you want to write. Write down straight. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks a lot for joining us.